on, Bears fans? Another edition of the Chicago Bears podcast coming your way. Pat the designer, Shea Norling in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Shea, I got one thing to say.
I'm excited today.
I got one thing to say. I said this on the drive home yesterday. I dropped my little, rolling from ESPN, from Fox back to the house because I don't like just doing a full-on post-game show because I'm exhausted from the day and all the post-game shows. The Chicago Bears got a franchise quarterback. The Chicago Bears have a franchise quarterback. Humans have been on Earth, Shea, for thousands of years. And we are lucky enough to be alive at the time when the Chicago Bears have found yet another dominant head coach and a franchise quarterback.
I never said it about Fields. Certainly never said it about Mitch, even though I wasn't even working here then. And I've said all season, I've been a loud critic of Caleb when he hasn't played well. And there have been times, no matter what anyone wants to say, when he hasn't played well.
Sure.
But I believe I've been fair. And I have always said I'm waiting on a performance where he shows me what I need him to be. And I'm very happy to say yesterday against the Giants was that performance. I left it feeling like this is a guy you can pay $50 million a year when the time comes. This is a franchise QB. This dude is on the level of guy who can be your quarterback for a decade. And it was yesterday's performance. That was the one I needed. And I know a lot of people are going to look at it and go, but it was against the Giants. And what about the first 3 quarters of the game? I can't catch the ball for Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb can't catch the ball for himself. And the Giants, Ben Johnson told you all week leading up, this is one of the best defensive fronts we're going to go against all year.
Yeah.
It
looked like it.
They were in his backfield virtually every snap. And this isn't me discrediting the O-line or any. It's just that's 3 really talented pass rushers, yes. And Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence. It's a beast of a front seven, what the Giants have built. And I know that as a team, they suck. And their head coach is horrific. And we might get to some of that.
He's Flus level bad.
No, he's terrible.
He's Flus level bad. I didn't think we'd ever see another Flus level bad head coach.
Genuinely dumb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Kicking a field goal on the 1-yard line. And not only kicking the field goal and then declining the too many men penalty, you're an idiot. You're dumb. That's just that you can't ever do that in football.
Declining it confidently. Did you see his face when he did it? He's like, absolutely not.
But I'll take it. If Brian Daboll wants to throw away another football game and let us be the beneficiaries, I'll take it. And it wouldn't have mattered if they had lost the game, if they had won the game. I saw what I needed to see out of Caleb. And on that final drive, when they get the ball back before the shanked punt, all I thought was Caleb deserves this win, so go take it. And whether he did it or not, I would have come out of it feeling the same way, that you have a franchise quarterback, that you have a guy who is a 10-year player, who you can build around and who you can be confident is your guy to take you where you need to go. And the reason beyond anything else was the sack avoidance I saw yesterday. Yeah. Not to geek out, but the way that all the pass rushers, all of them, were in the backfield so consistently, and this guy was doing magic acts to avoid sacks. The spin moves to avoid and then erase the pocket, and you just keep your eyes downfield and you make a play. All I needed in the first 3 quarters really was for him to put his head down and run the ball a little bit more, and I tweeted it. And as soon as I said, the only issue I have today is I wish he'd run a little more, he started taking off. Yeah. And then you won the game because of it. He put the team on his back and willed them to a victory. That's franchise caliber stuff. And getting out of the sacks that he escaped, I haven't gone back and rewatched the game yet, but I had the feeling watching it live, the only guy I can think of who's replicated sack avoidance to this level was the best years of Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not sitting here telling you that he is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here telling you there's still some stuff that needs to get a little better. Deep ball accuracy still needs to get a little better. He overthrew Rome on what could have been a touchdown. And I know Rome's got to squeeze the ball. Not denying that. A wide receiver 1, you want to get paid eventually, you got to catch the football. But he got overthrown on a ball where he was.
I put that more on Caleb.
He was pretty wide open.
He was, yeah.
There's some things that still need to be worked on, but when you have a trait that is as elite as his sack avoidance has become, and it's elite. We're good. I've been a guy, and I've said this before, there are two stats that I think are premium importance in projecting whether a quarterback is going to be good in this league or not. The first is completion percentage. Still need some work there.
A lot of work.
Although yesterday, I can't ding him too much. Yeah, like if you don't have 6 drops, you're going to be north of 70%.
I think Fishbane tweeted out that PFF stated that is the most drops from any team in a game this season.
It was unreal.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And without those, he'd go north of 300 yards, and you would have been north of a 70% completion percentage. So I can't ding him on completion percentage yesterday, but body of work, it's an issue. The second stat is sack rate. And it was my biggest issue last year was he just takes too many of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are on him, and a lot of them aren't very good. This year, he's cut it in half. That is – only Josh Allen can say that he also achieved that. Like, this is where I won't laugh off Josh Allen comparisons. There are so few quarterbacks who get sacked at a damn near 12% rate as a rookie and then cut it in half.
Yep.
Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, that's about it. It's pretty good company. So I've seen what I needed to see, and I've been critical in the lead up to this, and I said I wouldn't be patient, and I don't regret not being patient, and I'm happy to have been wrong about everything I was concerned about. He proved me wrong yesterday, and I'm glad that he did. He's a franchise QB.
100%. And I think here's my thing. By the way, today's episode brought to you by Underdog. Make picks, win money. Appreciate Underdog for being sponsors of the show. Here's my thing with what we're seeing out of Caleb Williams, even in the games where it was bad. My biggest issue in the Baltimore game was not his technique. It was not his him getting the football out on time, on target. It was his decision making.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst game of the season, right? You had 2 intentional grounding penalties. You had a terrible sack taken. You had a delay of game, I think, in the red zone. You had the interception that kills that game overall. Like, there were so many things that you just go, that's you not making the choices at the right time or making the wrong decision when you think you're making the right decision. And then from there on, you've seen the decision-making get there. But the entire time through that game, I was like, he's hitting guys in the hands. He's playing on target. He's playing on time. He's pointing his feet towards the receivers when he's delivering the football.
It all looked right.
It looked right. The decisions just weren't right. Yesterday, you got the perfect decisions. I thought you had some really good technique from Caleb Williams. I thought that you had a quarterback who kept his team in the game. And I know everybody, like, the camera pans to him when they miss a throw, and he's like, dang it, we missed the throw. And everyone's like, I don't like the body language. What's he supposed to do? Clap his hands and smile as he goes to the sideline? Like, I get it. We like the cheesing from Jaden Daniels when he's going to the sidelines and his team's down 2 touchdowns, but that's not when you want to be smiling. Tom Brady wasn't smiling in those moments. Peyton Manning wasn't smiling in those moments. I want a guy, the smiling may show confidence that you can come back, but I want a guy that's upset in those moments. So to me, like, that was nothing yesterday. But you saw a quarterback yesterday, and I thought Ben Johnson said this as well. I don't know if I agree with all the play calling from Ben Johnson yesterday, but Caleb Williams made it right.
Yep.
I don't know if I think that the offensive line had an elite day. I thought there was some good plays, some great moments. Darnell Wright.
He's a stud, dude.
Hey, I had questions early in the season with some of the stuff we saw. What he did yesterday to Brian Burns. I don't know if you saw this play when it's all over social media and they kind of cut it before the play ends where Brian Burns just laying on the ground.
The spin move?
Right,
Yeah.
He's helping him up at the end of it. Mm-hmm. If you watch the full play, he's like, I don't want to get called for anything here. Like, stand up. I need you to get back up into this play. What you have, though, where the O-line had moments where it was like the pressure's right in Caleb's face. Caleb made the O-line right. At the end of the game, when your receivers maybe weren't catching the football, OZ missed a big pass. A big one. That would have been a great play. Caleb Williams makes it right by using his legs, by hitting Colston Loveland. Like, you're having a quarterback that is becoming the answers in moments, Shea, where, listen, I know we want to move past everything that's happened here before and just bury our head in the sand to our past here. But those are the games Justin Fields lost. Those are the games where we're at the end of it and we go, well, there's no way you can win a game when your receivers drop this many passes and this many big moments. Well, you can when you're that guy.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams right now is that guy. You can't win these games. And the other knock was on Justin on Caleb was he's not going to be able to get out of these sacks and get away the way that Justin is because he's not strong enough. Brian Burns, pretty strong dude, had Caleb in a headlock. He snuck out of that. Like, you're seeing everything that we saw that we thought we loved from the previous quarterback on top of him making it right. Mm-hmm. That, to me, is a difference maker. That's a franchise QB. And I think you have to differentiate the two. Franchise QB don't mean he's the best quarterback in the world.
No, it just
don't mean
means
he's the best quarterback in the league. It means he's somebody that you need to be paying money to eventually because he's making the decisions right.
It means you feel comfortable that you can commit to him.
Yes.
I never felt this way with Fields. I never felt like there was a moment where it was, we can comfortably commit to Justin Fields. It was always a gamble. Even the people who said trade it for the Hall and give the money to Justin, there's trepidation behind that of like, this might be the wrong decision. I'm at a point now where I don't think it will be the wrong decision to pay Caleb. And
and you see the quarterback classes now. I mean, sweet Jesus.
Even if we get 4 years from now and it's like he's Trevor Lawrence, well, then it'll just be what it'll be. But I don't feel like we're going to live in that world.
Well, that's a sad world. Don't say that.
No, and I'm not trying to.
Give me 4 years from now and he's Baker Mayfield. Like, don't give me Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is bad at football.
I'm just making the point, like, where I'm sitting right now today, November 10th, 2025, he's a quarterback I feel like I can commit money to after his third season.
100%.
And I feel like we're ready to go here. Now, that said, I'm glad to not have the quarterback be a part of any of the criticism today. You would like to start winning these games by more than one score, I think.
Sure.
And it is, like, I know you're playing bad teams and you're winning games, and I feel like I say it every week. Never apologize for a win in the NFL. It is hard to win in this league. And if you don't believe that, look at the Bills and the Dolphins. It's hard to win in the National Football League. So I'll never apologize for victories. But everything you said, like the Ben Johnson play calling, I didn't really get the game plan yesterday.
It was a weird decision not to run.
Yeah,
I thought this was the game to run.
In terrible conditions, and you are
ejecting
the running game. Yeah, against a team that doesn't stop the run.
Yeah.
And against a team that does have a great pass rush, and you're choosing not to run right at it and neuter their best weapon. Right. I thought it was odd. I thought for 3 quarters, Dable honestly coached the pants off of Ben Johnson and then coached the pants off of himself in the fourth quarter when he was a complete idiot.
Yeah.
But having the quarterback that you had allowed you to overcome. I will also say, while I won't apologize for wins, I do think it's okay to say you got a little lucky. If Jackson Dart stays in that game, you lose. If Dable goes for it on fourth down, you probably lose.
Here's where I'll push back at. And there's 2 games that I think we can point to here. Jackson Dart was in there for the Denver game. And Jackson Dart was in there for, was it the Raider game that they also lost in terrible fashion?
It was Dallas, the Cowboy game.
I'm sorry, Dallas. And it was all the same situation. It was all teams waking up at the right moment and finding a way to get it done.
So the Cowboy game was a Russ game that they blew. Russ threw for almost 500 yards.
Right, you're right on that. You're right. I thought there's 2 that Dart had.
The Denver game was the Dart game.
Dart game.
Where I will say that maybe Brian Dable would have gotten you into a victory anyway is against Denver. They got the ball back, and I believe it was a 2-score game at the time with like 8 minutes left, and he has Jackson Dart step back to pass, and Dart throws a pick that sets up a short field for Denver. If Dable has Dart pass inexplicably with a lead in the fourth quarter against you, should he stay in the game? Yeah, he might have gifted you an opportunity.
Yeah.
But, dude, this defense wasn't stopping him running the football.
I'm not saying it wasn't struggling versus. What I'm saying is this is a Giants team that is very resemblant of what we had last season.
Sure.
Those teams find ways to lose. I'm not saying
100%.
that it would have been the perfect, no matter what, Jackson Dart is going to lose this game. Like, I'm not saying that. But Brian Dable is really bad.
We're losing focus on the point because my point really is less like Jackson Dart would have won the game, more your defense could not stop when their offense had the ability to be dynamic.
Sure.
The Bears defense yesterday I thought was horrible. And when Russ got in the game, I mean, Russ is nothing. Russ is functionally a 0 at this point in his career.
Have you ever seen a third stringer pray for the second stringer?
Dude, he's a total nothing.
Lord Jesus, we ask that you please just make him go back to 2007.
It was unbelievable.
I've never
Jameis
seen
is,
it.
dude, Jameis is talking to Russ like the wily vet coaching up a rookie. I'm like, what planet am I on?
Why is Jameis not playing?
That's where I'm at, too. I'm like, put Jameis in the game. Are you dumb?
I was more worried that was going to happen. I thought after the failed drive, they were going to put Jameis in. And I was like, he might win.
If we're talking about the uncertainties, it's got nothing to do with the quarterback and it's got nothing to do with the head coach. It's just the construction of this roster. And it's why you sit here at 6-3 and you feel good about yourselves. And I do think the Bears are going to go to the playoffs. Like, if you want a hot take, I think the 7 teams that would make the playoffs if the season ended today.
Would be one of them.
No, they would be, factually. But if the 7 teams that would make the playoffs in the NFC if the season ended today, I think are the 7 teams that are going to be in the playoffs at the end of the season. I think we have the field. This is what it's going to be. I think the Vikings are out. I think the Niners are out. I think the Panthers are out. And beyond that, it's garbage.
Yeah.
So I think these are the teams we're going to have in the playoffs. The Bears are one of them. I'm not saying the order is set, but if you start asking me about are we live to win the North, no, I don't think so. The defense rather, is terrible.
Yeah.
You are 6-3 with a negative point differential. I still think that comes back to bite you at some point. But the important thing is you have a quarterback who in any given scenario you trust can at least keep you in the game enough that you'll have an opportunity to win or tie it late.
Yes.
And that's the key. That's the biggest development we needed out of this season. Not making the playoffs, which would be nice and I think will happen. Not winning a playoff game, not taking the North. Knowing that the quarterback is the guy. Knowing that the head coach is right.
Yes.
And after yesterday, I have no doubt in either thing. I've never had a doubt in Ben Johnson, but yesterday was the day I needed to see from Caleb to feel like we're good here.
I love that my husband's so handy. He leaves more money for the important stuff. Gosh darn it, Steve.
Don't be like Steve. Call Avondale Roofing. DIY is for Pinterest, not your roof.
And I think the thing is too, right? Like when you talk about looking ahead here, we got to look at the schedule ahead. But like you hit the nail on the head where you say, is the defense struggling 100%? Can this offense keep you in a game? 100%. Like you've now seen it in 2 weeks. You've seen it when you needed to go win a shootout. You were able to do that. You've seen it 6 times in this young man's career. Now the most of any quarterback in the last 2 seasons. 6 fourth quarter drives to put you ahead. 5 game winning drives in that time. Like those are things that you need to see with everything else that has happened around him. If you put the ball in his hands in the fourth quarter, you have a chance to win. And listen, if you want a hot take, like maybe this is it. He looks like Aaron Rodgers. He looks like the things that we used to say. He looks like one of those quarterbacks where you go, oh, you gave him time. Oh, that might not go well because he's really good at these moments. And you talk about the sack avoidance. How many times here in Chicago, as Bears fans, did we say, you got him, just wrap him? What the heck? Dang it, that's a 30-yard pass down the field.
Dude, like, how many times?
He looks like his favorite quarterback. He's playing like the guy he said he wanted to be like in the NFL, and he's doing it at a high level. And yes, it took time for him to get there. Guess what? Season 2 of Aaron Rodgers wasn't perfect. It was. They started off. I think they started off the second season of Rodgers, and there's like a famous clip of might be Tirico or one of them. He's like, Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to play a lot better than this if they think that he's gonna go out there and be the franchise guy for this Packers team. Guess what? He was one of the best guys to ever touch a football. Like when I watch Caleb, I go, I've only seen this from a couple of different quarterbacks, and they are really, really good talking about sack avoidance, talking about willing his team to a win. There's not many guys that can do that.
Yeah, and it's just like stuff that's like the sack avoidance. I'm not willing to say it can't be coached because last year it was atrocious, and this year it's phenomenal. So there's something that clicked for him as a player developing, but it is like I brought up Mahomes, you bring up Rodgers. There are only a couple guys in my life, and Brady to an extent, but Brady was different because he would either
He had
dirt
a gauntlet around him too.
Well, he would dirt the football. I'm just purely talking about sack avoidance.
Yes.
He dirt the football. He knew when to take sacks where he wouldn't let himself get hit. He'd just drop down and take it. He was different in the way that he avoided them. Mahomes and Rodgers were the two that, to me, growing up, it's like, oh, you can't bring this guy down. Like when Mahomes got into the league, there would be so many times where you'd watch a game and go, he's dead to rights, and then he's up and he's good, and he found a way out of it. And I think we're at that point, like yesterday watching Caleb. How many times as a fan are you sitting watching your TV going, oh, no? I think it was the second quarter. Maybe been a little later than that. But it was a total blindside rush where Brian Burns is free rushing.
I thought he was about to die.
And I'm like, oh, no, Caleb's dead here. And all of a sudden, he just like innately feels pressure on his blind side and spins and totally evades the free rush. I was baffled. I'm like, how is that even possible? What I saw out of the quarterback yesterday was stellar. I can't speak highly enough about it.
My favorite one is, I think, same situation. Burns left side. It was an up and down day for Theo Benedict. More good than bad. I'll say that. Watch it back. More good than bad, but it was an up and down day for Theo Benedict. But blind side, and it doesn't. I think the thing is, it never looks like Caleb is looking. And so you're like, he's going to get his head taken off. He does a little step forward. Burns bites. He steps back. And all of a sudden, he's out of the play. He never stops looking down the field.
That's the key.
That is key. And so for me, like, what Ben Johnson has done, and listen, I think we've focused on Caleb because it's surprising to Bears fans for us to be sitting here talking about a quarterback in this manner.
But it's also the moment. Like, I think we could talk about the game and do the whole breakdown and criticize what went down on defense, and we could criticize a little bit what Ben Johnson's play calling was and some of the game plan stuff. Yeah. But that's not really the story out of this. The moment to me is the fact that this team finally got the performance we've all wanted out of the quarterback. That's the moment. Yeah. That's what the story is.
And you got it. Here's the thing. You got it back-to-back weeks. Everybody said Bengals game is Mitch, Tampa. Is Justin... Is it also Tampa? What was Justin's big game? No, Justin, Washington, right? Where you go, the quarterback showed you a great passing day, dominated. This is the time. But then you look and you're like, well,
I was thinking Justin, Atlanta, by the way, in similar conditions to yesterday.
Yeah, final game in Chicago. Yeah, like there's a couple moments there where you go, that's the one. And then the next week you go, oh, we're back. I didn't think we'd be back so fast. Like that kind of looks like what we've seen the previous weeks. What did we miss? What happened last week? Well, Tampa's defense sucked, and they were in man coverage the entire time. And then they went to a zone. This defense, while it struggles, doesn't suck. The front seven is a dangerous front seven, especially the front four. And you saw, I thought in the Bengals game, they was pressuring Caleb's face the entire game. I thought in this game, there was pressure in Caleb's face a little bit too much. And the quarterback, like I said earlier, he made it right. He made it okay, back-to-back games. We haven't seen that here in Chicago.
Well, remember what I said to you last week was I thought the first half against Cincinnati, bad was too harsh, but it was uninspiring play from the quarterback. Sure. And then the second half, I said it was like you went into halftime and finally it all just came together. And you came out in the second half and it was like, the meme on TikTok. I understand it now.
I understand
and I can operate in, and he just like suddenly is running Ben Johnson's offense damn near to perfection. Yeah. To see it in consecutive weeks, because now it's not just, okay, for a half against Cincinnati, you understood it now, and then we're back to the old. It was, oh no, this is happening. Yeah. We're here. We're at a point where we figured out how to play quarterback in the NFL. Like, that's the thing. I think he's always been a tremendous athlete. And he's always been able to make the 99th percentile throw. Yeah. And he's always been able to make the 99th percentile athletic play in the backfield. He's always had the ability to show you the flashes of what he can be. I don't know that he's always known how to play quarterback.
No.
The last 6 quarters, I think he knows how to play quarterback.
Yes.
That's the key.
And it's like we talked about, right? Me and you have said it a couple of times on the show. College football is so incredibly different. I think in high school, he actually was learning how to play quarterback in a real way. He had to have long play calls and different things like that. In college, it's all right, y'all got that? All right, here we go. That's it.
Well, and especially
lose.
I'm not going to geek out about it, but if you go back and watch the year he won the Heisman, his offensive line was horrible.
Yeah.
And the year after he won the Heisman, his offensive line was even worse.
Yeah.
But it was like the Lincoln Riley offense at USC, it's not really an offense.
No.
And a lot of what they did with
Concept.
Caleb in the Heisman year was, hey, Jordan Addison's going to be down there somewhere.
Throw it.
Yeah, like just dance around for 5 seconds and then bomb it.
Bro, I literally, we were at a remote one day and the game was just on, and I was sitting there watching. I was just like, it's just Jordan Addison versus dudes that are probably accountants now or trainers.
Yeah, right.
Like it's just Caleb just doing this, and the ball flies 50 yards and it lands in Jordan Addison's hand. But like now you can tell Ben Johnson has taken the talent and molded it into something, and I think it says something with the consistency that you're seeing out of it. Then even in the tough games, even like I know a lot of people are like the schedule upcoming is going to make it very different for this offense. It was the decision making in the Baltimore game, not how Caleb played quarterback. That Baltimore defense, probably the best defense you played all season. By the way, they're going to win the division.
Yeah, I was
division.
going to say they're
I'm going to win
good.
a stake on that. When they were after that week, they were on Monday Night Football, and my guy's a Steelers fan. And I was like, you know the Ravens are going to win the division and the Steelers are going to lose like 6 games in a row, right? And he was like, I'll bet you a steak they don't. I was like, great, I got a steak dinner coming.
I told Cap.
I'm going to win.
I told Cap this morning, and I was stunned by the reaction, but I told Cap this morning, the Steelers are not going to make the playoffs at all.
Ooh. I feel playoffs because they always win the final 2. I feel like
Nope.
I feel like they got
let me set the table for you.
Go ahead,
You ready for this?
Go ahead, let's do it.
So they lost to the Chargers last night. They are now behind the Chargers and the Bills in the AFC standings.
Right.
Now, that's assuming they don't win the North, which is, I think we're all assuming at this point. Baltimore's going to win the North.
Baltimore's going to win.
The last month of football.
They never were not the favorite
Dude,
to win.
and the last 4 weeks, Baltimore's defense has passed every bit of the eye test.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, I get it was historically bad to start the year. They got their guys healthy. They're back, and it looks good now.
Yeah.
Lamar's healthy. Like, we're just assuming Baltimore's going to do this.
100%.
Their next 3 games are going to be favored, and then they play Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh, assuming they're in a wild card position, is behind the Chargers without the tiebreak because they lost last night.
Right.
They're behind the Bills, who they will play in Week 13 in Buffalo, a game they will be dogs in. Now, the Bills just shit themselves against the Dolphins, so I'm not saying anything's impossible, but I would be very hesitant to pick the Steelers in that spot, especially going on the road this year. They haven't been great. So that drops them to 7. So we have to find a 7th team, right? Do you know who's on the outside looking in right now? The Kansas City Chiefs. Good night, Pittsburgh.
You know what? That's a great breakdown. That's not bad. Pittsburgh's not going to make the playoffs, dog. That's pretty good. Unless the Chiefs just forget that they're the Kansas City Chiefs.
Even if the Chiefs play kind of the way that they've played this season the rest of the year, they will win more games than the Steelers.
Yes.
I'm pretty confident in that.
Here, my hot take I sent out this morning as I looked at the rest of the schedule and watching yesterday versus the Bills. Sometimes those big wins help you. I think the Dolphins still might be an 8-9 win team this season.
No, God, no, stop it.
You want to know why?
Stop it.
You want to know why?
No, I know their schedule's trash.
It's so garbage. It's so garbage. I don't think that they're going to lose to the Commanders. No. To the Saints. No. To the Jets. No. I think by December 21, the Bengals are going to be out of it and trying to get out of this. And then you got to find a win versus the Patriots, the Buccaneers, or the Steelers.
By the way,
They might beat the Steelers.
By the way, the Patriots are winning the AFC
the
East,
Patriots are a juggernaut.
and we're done with they just play bad. That's a Super Bowl.
No.
They're a contender.
Mike Vrabel's got them playing different.
They're a contender.
There's your around the NFL segment of the podcast.
I didn't expect to do that,
I
but
didn't either, but I
here we are.
Football is amazing, isn't it? I'm so excited right now. It's also good when the Bears are winning. Let's do.
That's the best part of this. Is like
we're in it, and we're
no
not
matter
just in the hunt at the bottom.
No matter how real or viable or like sustainable it is, dude, it's mid-November and we're talking ball at a level that we usually can't.
Yeah.
Because at this point in the year, we're looking at, all right, who's the best defensive tackle? Who's the best defensive end? Like, you start talking about, as long as we're getting good play out of the quarterback, let's just lose these games so we can get a better pick. We're doing none of that this year. We're going to be playing meaningful football in December.
I swear, and we need to go back and see if somebody can check this. I swear this is the week that you started the Mason Graham prayer circle.
It might have been.
I swear this is the week that
It might
you
have
were
been.
like, listen, I got a little thing going in the closet right now. It's a couple candles.
It might have been.
I mean, you're like,
Because this would have been the Patriots' loss,
this would
right?
have been the Patriots.
I don't think I would have been starting the prayer circle that early because it would have been just a total evisceration.
Well, it was
but
after the Washington loss. It was after
Arizona and then the
we lost to
Patriots.
the Patriots. I think the prayer circle started this week, dog. It got ugly fast.
Listen, you want?
Are we doing a prayer circle? Is there this year's prayer circle?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
What do we got?
Everybody throw on Texas Tech tape. David Bailey, prayer circle. David Bailey, edge rusher out of Texas Tech. I will light the candles in my closet. I am getting David Bailey to Chicago if it is the last thing I do.
How big David Bailey? How big is he?
Go put the tape on. Watch David Bailey. Game wrecker. I've been in love with Texas Tech's defensive line all year. David Bailey against BYU changed the game. He's a fucking monster. Bear.
6'3", 250 to start. Hey,
I am getting David Bailey to Chicago.
hey.
Bear.
Our defensive coordinator drafted somebody with those measurements. His name's Khalil Mack.
Bear. Dude, I'm telling you, if you didn't watch
I'm here for it.
any of Texas Tech BYU,
Yeah.
do yourself a favor. Go watch just Texas. Don't even watch the offense possessions because they're ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
Go watch the Texas Tech defensive possessions and just watch David Bailey. He's incredible.
What's happening? What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? We got to do a quick break here and tell you guys all about Underdog. Appreciate you guys for showing love. We got a little, in my book, we got a hate watch going tonight. Got a little hate watch going tonight. I feel like you're a little bit, you're looking to make some money.
Yeah.
And I'm not wrong. I'm not mad at that, especially with Underdog.
Yeah, I'll just say it. I love the Packers tonight.
Oh, that's tough.
Sorry.
In a Bears hat is crazy.
Sorry.
What's your?
Listen, I hate the Packers on a fan level.
Yes.
I think the organization's stupid. I think the selling ownership, public stakes, whatever stuff, it's all nonsense. I've never liked them. I've never liked Aaron Rodgers. I've never liked the Packers. I do not root for them. That does not stop me from trying to make money.
Yeah, you gotta root for your wallet
I think the
sometimes,
Packers are a valuable side tonight.
All right, we got a couple of names in this game that the popular names here. By the way, Shea, Underdog with a great deal tonight. They got a gimme pick. So essentially, if you just want to make a pick on two people here, you get to pick two players. They give you one of them for free to make a little bit of money on. So, little gimme pick, if you want to throw that in there. They're also giving you a 40% profit boost there. But what do you like for a play on the Packers tonight?
Josh Jacobs over.
Ooh.
Josh Jacobs higher
Josh
on the
Jacobs
rushing yards.
Higher on the rushing yards. All right,
Yep.
let's throw that in there.
This Eagle D-line, I know they made some trades. I don't buy it yet, man.
Not a fan yet?
They've struggled so mightily between the tackles this year, especially stopping the run. Little Pittsburgh light.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's been horrible.
Pittsburgh.
At it.
When you're throwing Jair in at safety,
Yeah.
it's getting ugly.
I kind of just like a lot of hires. I think this is going to be a pretty high-scoring game.
Jordan Love higher on passing yards? That's the one that gets dangerous.
236.5.
236.5 right now.
The problem is if I like Josh Jacobs to go higher on his rush yards, then I'm scripting a running game, and I don't need Jordan Love throwing the ball all over the field.
Is this a gimme in the sense of this feels like a Jordan Love interception game?
Oh, I'd happily go over or
higher
on
Jordan
higher
Love
on the
interception?
interceptions.
Throw that in there. Now, you just got to add a couple of Philly plays here or one.
So
either one.
here's the deal: Philly has struggled to run the ball all year.
Yes.
They got off the mat.
40 last week for Barkley.
Yeah, the game. I think they were on bye last week, but the game
2
before,
weeks ago,
right?
yes.
2 weeks ago, they got Barkley finally in the 100-yard mark. Been his first time all year. 7 out of the 8 games that they've played, they've been outgained.
Yeah.
And the running game has been a big part of that. So I don't know if you want to go Saquon hires. I think it's a little scary to be like, well, it happened 2 weeks ago, and then they were off a bye, so now it's going to happen again. I do think they have some O-line issues. Also of import, A.J. Brown is back.
A.J.
and
Brown
going to
is
play.
back.
So do you want to take the A.J. Brown hire because they love to force feed this cat? Or is it A.J. Brown's back and he'll be drawing coverage, so we'll take a little Devontae Smith hire?
See, I think here's the one thing that I'll give Nick Sirianni, and it's what I wanted Ben Johnson to do in the last game. He has no problem with a game plan being ugly and winning the game. I think you exposed a Packers weakness, which I don't even know why it was an exposure, but how Rico Dowdle ran the ball last week, you don't think Saquon can replicate a little bit better than that? Because the game plan was literally, you see Michael Parsons, run at him, he will not catch you.
What I would say to that though is, like, yes, the Panthers ran the ball really well. Rico Dowdle was incredible. Rico Dowdle's been incredible. It's not like he did this 1 week. He's been doing this since he took Chuba Hubbard's job in a year where Chuba Hubbard got paid.
Yes.
The other thing about Carolina is they sneaky, people don't talk about it, have one of the 5 best offensive lines in football. Bryce Young doesn't get pressured. They run the ball really effectively. They push the line of scrimmage. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And it just makes it more confusing and frankly sad that Bryce Young blows, because they're so capable up front and their running game displays that. The Eagles, I don't think that's the case. Their offensive line's been bad all year.
Yeah.
Now,
except in the tush push.
And if I do, like,
how about this? Little compromise here, because we know there's going to be.
If you want to throw a Saquon higher in there, throw it in there. What am I going to do?
I'll say this in the running.
Don't let me talk you out of shit.
In the running aspect of it, how about higher on a Jalen Hurts rush and/or receiving touchdown, basically an anytime touchdown kind of name?
You're just buying a tush push.
Exactly.
Sure.
Because I think that is 100% going to happen.
Sure.
But we throw that in there.
Can you add a fourth one?
You
Because
can,
I would. Josh Jacobs is going to score a touchdown in this
Josh
game.
Jacobs touchdown in there. We'll throw a Josh Jacobs touchdown in there as well. How about that? $50 on that can pay you $3.99. And how about you add a little 40% profit boost on there as well? $50 pays you $4.54. Shea, we're trying to make the people money here.
So we got
Underdog.
We got Jalen Hurts higher on half a touchdown. We got Josh Jacobs higher on half a touchdown. We got Josh Jacobs higher on his rush yards, and we got Jordan Love higher on half an interception.
That sounds like a sound game plan going into Monday Night Football. Hey, make sure that you guys tune in with Underdog, because they are giving you the best deal right now. Download the app today. Sign up and use the promo code CBP to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code CBP. Underdog, make picks, win money. EO, play the disclaimer. Must be 18 years or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or over in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Welcome back into the Chicago Bears podcast. Shea, Norling, Pat, the designer, back at it again. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love as always. All right, Shea, let's finish it out with this, because I think the big conversation now is you've kind of gotten through the gimme games. You've gotten through the games where it feels like these are games where you should absolutely find a way to win. You lost one of them early on in the season versus the Vikings, but
get
you
a little
handled
revenge
yourself really well. As you're heading forward here, Vikings next week.
A lot of
revenge. I also don't think Jonathan Grenard's going to play. I think that shoulder injury may be a little bit serious here, so prayers up to him. But looking ahead at this schedule, the Bears now head into what is clearly the gauntlet of their schedule. You've got the Vikings coming up next week. You got the Steelers. You've got the Eagles. You got the Packers. You got the Browns. You got the Packers. You got the Niners. You got the Lions. We talked about this defense a little bit. Knowing what this defense is, knowing how this offense is waking up, do you feel like the Chicago Bears can keep up in these final games?
Some of them, yeah. I think you're going to probably struggle a little bit with Green Bay. I don't know what the Lions game's going to look like. I can't predict Week 18. Who knows?
Also bench people,
right? Like if they've wrapped up the North and they can't improve their seeding, who knows? I can't project that. The Niners game, I think's in hand. Like the Niners, I don't think are very good.
Very competitive, not very good.
Steelers are not very good in my mind. I think that's winnable, especially at home. And honestly, this weekend, can I just say the next month I want you to go 2-2? Vikings,
100%.
Steelers, Eagles, Packers. Win 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then I'll feel like we're sitting there. We'll be what?
8-4,
8-5?
8-5, yeah.
It'll be 8-5 going into December. I'll be feeling really good. That's just win 2 of your final 4 games. You're going to probably be in the playoffs.
And in 8-5, where the Bears or Ben Johnson has said in December we're going to play our best football.
Right.
That's the month you need to.
Well, and if I'm asking for 2-2, just frankly, the first one has to be this weekend.
Yes.
You can't stub your toe here. Yes. This Vikings
need a division win in the worst way.
They had 8 false start penalties against them in their own building yesterday. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. J.J. McCarthy is not ready to play quarterback at the NFL level. He just isn't. You let him off the mat, and he beat you in game 1 of the season on Monday Night Football. You can't let that happen again. He's not ready.
Yeah.
The Ravens made him look like a fool. And the Lions game, you can say what you want, but he looked great. It was a couple big throws, but 3 of their 5 scoring drives happened in short fields because the Lions shot themselves in the foot on special teams over and over and over. So if you just play fundamental, sound football and handle your business, J.J. McCarthy is not ready to beat you.
Yeah. To me, I look ahead at the next 4. I think 2-2 is very reasonable. But I do think the 2 you need to get have to be your divisional ones. Like, I get it. We don't think that the Steelers are very good. But you need division wins in the worst way.
Yeah.
You start off versus the Green Bay Packers in that 4th game that we're talking about there. Like, it's in Green Bay. There's a lot going up against you. But I think there's a difference here, Shea, than what we've seen in previous years versus the Packers. One, I think you've established your run game. And whether they use it enough or not is a very different conversation. But I do think over the next month or so, we're going to see teams just go, so just run at Micah? That's the answer? Because that's what the answer was in Dallas every time. It was like,
100%.
oh, he doesn't stop that? And then as they start to play up at the line, you'll start to open some things up down the field. It'll make things a lot more difficult, I think, on this Green Bay defense as time goes on here.
Especially if their offense remains inconsistent.
Yes.
Because it just hasn't looked the part. I would go the other way. I think these first 2 games in this next 4-game set are the 2 you got to win. Because I don't expect you to go to Philly and beat them on Black Friday.
I don't.
I can't expect that you're going to go to Lambeau and win. But if you beat the Vikings, that'll be a division win, and then you beat the Steelers, and you're sitting there at 8-3, and you can afford to lose a couple games, and then you get the Browns, and that's your relief spot. Like I can't expect wins in Philly and in Green Bay.
Philly, I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But
Philly's the one I expect a loss.
I need you to go to Minnesota and win, and I need you to handle your business at home against a bad Steeler team.
But here's what gets tough, right? And this is where this defense to me plays out. I think versus Philly might get ugly. I ain't gonna lie to you. Philly can put up points when they decide to. Aaron Rodgers versus this defense is still Aaron Rodgers.
No, it isn't.
Versus this defense?
No, it isn't.
Versus
dude, did you see him? He looks old.
Yeah,
he looks immobile.
And the Chargers
and
were
I'll tell
able
you,
to get pressure on him. I do agree with you, but this team hasn't created enough pressures. Now, I will say, Austin Booker, maybe he's woken up a little bit. He was top 10 in pressures on the quarterback last week, which was, I know the play wasn't great. He's not a every down rusher. In the run game, he's getting blown up off the ball.
The Steelers are also, it's less about their offense for me than anything else. I'll get to the bigger point in a minute. But only having DK Metcalf, who has not been able to separate at all.
Yeah.
And you're so barren everywhere else that you're signing MVS off the scrap heap. Yeah. Their running game hasn't been great.
That was just Aaron putting a call in, right?
Exactly. Their offensive line isn't very good.
Yeah.
But it's really defensively is the key for me. Joey Porter's not that good anymore.
Offensively, you can keep pace with him.
And the defensive line, they have been as bad between the tackles against the run as any team in football. They've been terrible. TJ Watt's getting chipped at double the rate of anybody else in the NFL. They don't have another option up front. They're not good.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to be able to control the script with your running game there. Between the tackles, they've given it up. It's going to be outdoors in your place. It'll be loud. And you'll ask Rodgers to keep pace with an offense that just doesn't have weapons.
Yeah.
I need these 2.
Is this just, you think it's just a little BTSD from me?
Yeah.
I just think Aaron can still do it.
Yeah, I think it's and I don't blame anybody. Bears fans who are I've seen Aaron Rodgers do this to me so many times. I get it. I just don't think that guy's coming for you.
But I think this is the thing. It's kind of what we saw with Flacco, right?
Flacco.
I don't know. I went full Baltimore there. That was crazy. It's kind of what we saw with Flacco.
Flacco.
To me, right? Flacco Flame. He's not the same guy. But if you don't have the defense that can get to him,
I get it.
he can be that guy.
I get it.
That, to me, is what we would probably have facing Aaron Rodgers. So the importance also of that game is not nearly as high to me. I think the one thing that is different for me with this Bears team that is going to be different from the last couple of years, Matt Nagy and Matt Eberflus both wanted us to believe the Packers is just another game. Ben Johnson walked in here talking trash.
Yeah.
He was hired for 12 hours. And he was like, you know what I love? Beating Matt LaFleur.
And Matt
whoa!
Yeah, Matt LaFleur's like, I don't even know this fucking guy.
that was crazy. Like I think that's a different. But here's the thing: Matt LaFleur has that mindset. Matt LaFleur and Jordan love beating the Packers. If Aaron Rodgers left them with anything, or love beating the Bears, if Aaron Rodgers left them with anything, it's that. And when you go into that game and you say, it's just another game, and they're coming into this game like raving maniacs, yeah, you're going to be on the losing end of those games.
Yeah.
I thought last season, you saw a glimpse of it. Thomas Brown was like, this ain't just another game. And it's probably the last game I'm going to coach as a head coach here. We're going all out. Like, those are the things for me that I think are difference makers, and it's why, listen, when you talk trash, I want to see you back it up. And I want to see you back it up in their crib.
I'm not saying I'm not sitting here saying I don't want to win that game. I'm just, if I'm painting the picture of getting to 2-2 in the next 4,
yeah.
I think the first 2 are the most important to do it.
I'm not mad at it. We'll see. Listen, I'll take 2 wins any way we can get them, but I think divisional wins are going to be the biggest ones we got to get. We also get the Packers again here in Chicago, and hopefully, let's just sweep them. Why not just sweep them? But to finish out this season, I think this defense is. They're going to be in for a whirlwind. I love C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I think that
he's been a big-time player.
I'm not going to lie to you. That might be the best signing Ryan Poles has made.
Listen, bars on the floor. I was going to leave Ryan alone.
That might be the best signing Ryan Poles has made.
Yeah.
And then you got Montez.
I'm glad he can leap 4 inches.
Starting to pick up his play. I think that you've got some pieces, but they just at a certain point you're too banged up. And it feels like this defense might be too banged up to go out there. And Tyree Stevenson has come back to earth in a major way. So we'll see what this Bears team is able to do. Let us know where you think this Bears record is going to finish out. I ain't going to lie to you, dog. You got 8 games left? Give me a 4-4. I'd be very happy 4-4.
That gets you to 10-7.
That gets you to 10-7.
That's all you need to do. Play 500 football the rest of the way. You'll be all right.
And you're playing 500 football. You're defending your home field. I feel like I think 5 of how many of these are at home? 1, 2, 3, 4 of these are at home. I think those are the wins that you probably more than likely get. And then you go out there and you win a game in Minnesota. You're in a great spot. You know what I mean? So hopefully this Bears team is able to get that done. We'll see what ends up happening. Let us know your record prediction over the final 8 games.
Just go 1-0 this week.
Just go 1-0. Please, please, please be JJ. I kind of want you to
all right, just relax.
Destroy JJ.
Just relax.
No.
Just win.
But no, I'm here for just win. But we have just been winning. This is a dude that embarrassed you week 1.
And I'm staying the way I stay, man. I'll never apologize for a victory. By 1 or 100. By 1 or 100, go win.
Win any way you can. But I kind of want to,
I just never start saying stuff like that, man. By 1 or 100, I'm good.
I want a.
In college, I can want you bleeding out at midfield.
Well, I feel like it's that conversation of you took that loss personally. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't get a second chance at you till now.
Yeah.
We're glad you're back. Because we would have killed Carson Wentz for you. But we'd rather kill you. So, let's see what this Bears team does. Hey, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Big Red Downs, one love. Bears got a franchise quarterback. I don't care what nobody says. Peace.